Hey, hi, and hello, everybody. It is me, Fahey, and welcome back. Thank you guys for being here. Welcome back to our grandpamaxxing adventure where we pursue joy and whimsy and mirth in all things. Guys, we really do want to have rosy cheeks at the end of the day. You can see right now my cheeks, they're not really rosy. That's because I haven't been jolly enough, okay? But hopefully at the end of this video, I'll start blushing, I'll start gushing, and I'll be full of mirth. I can already see it right now. Okay. So today I want to talk to you guys about framing. This is when I talk about a mental model, this is what I'm referring to. It's the frame that we see the world through in all of our experiences. And this really goes in line with what we were discussing yesterday about polarity. Basically, repeated charges, repeated thoughts that are accepted, they become essentially beliefs within our system, and those beliefs change how we perceive everything around us. I'll think of like a good analogy right now, okay? Think of you're standing, I'm not a car guy, but think of you're standing in front of a beautiful car. Let's just say Corvettes. I think Corvettes, they look appealing to most people, right? So you can see a Corvette, two people can see a Corvette, and one person could look at it and be like, "Oh, this guy, oh, he thinks he has all this money, he thinks he's so good because he has a Corvette." Or a grandpa maxed individual would look at the Corvette and be like, "That is fine machinery. The way that it curves, that's got to be very aerodynamic. Ooh, the sound of that engine, that's very pleasing. That is fine American? I don't know. Italian? That is fine machinery right there." And that's really like kind of the whole thing is if you have a mental model that is envious or spiteful or any of the bad words, your experience will suffer. But if you have a mental model where you're looking at everything like a child, you're or an old man who's losing it, then your experience will be more positive. And this is, this is the case, guys. We all know it. We all know that if we have bad thoughts, if we're thinking bad, we're going to look at things and they're going to seem shitty to us. It can't be any other way. You can't be flooding yourself with negative self-talk all the time and, oh, I'm so this or I'm so that, and then appreciate a sunflower. You have to grandpa max it first. You have to culminate a spirit of an old man who doesn't give a fuck about anything other than having a good time at all times. So I'm actually, for me, this is something it's going on internally right now, guys. I'm experiencing a frame shift because I had a frame that I thought was solid. I thought it was super sick, super cool. And now I'm seeing, oh, that's actually not the case. That frame was actually incorrect, and I need to drop that like very quickly. I'll What this was I thought that I was like so far, I thought I was so removed from the collective, from what everybody else was invested in, that I thought that I was gonna be like a hermit or some shit. I thought, oh, I'll like live on the mountain and I'll write scrolls. But now I see everything that's going on online and I'm like, I'm actually pretty reasonable. I'm having a better time than a lot of these people right now. So my current mental or I'm not going to say it's my current model, but the model that I had for a long time, it was a long time, it doesn't serve me anymore and I need to let it go. I need to accept that I've got some good energy in here. I've got some goodness in here and I got to let it shine. I got to really put myself out there. I got to really, you know, engage. So that's kind of why I wanted to talk about it today because it's kind of personal. So a lot of the frame that we see in American society in the world basically is a victim frame where people, not all people, but many people think that the world is happening to them. What this is, or an element of this, is that people have not accepted their authority. A lot of people look to experts, which it's really just a branding thing. To call somebody an expert, it really doesn't like mean what it should mean. Like Malcolm Gladwell, he had a book, Outliers. In it, he said that an expert was somebody who put 10,000 hours into a thing. But realistically, that's not the case because you can do 10,000 hours of something very shittily and put no intention into it, and you will not be an expert. The Indians, I know, guys, don't make fun of the Indians, okay? They've got enough going on right now, okay? They have a saying that I think is appropriate, which is like after 30 years in doing something, you become an expert. And again, this is like the same thing where it's not the case if you don't do it with good intention or a solid foundation and you don't do it actively and consciously and well. But I just like the sound of it. And I like thinking about that as like, oh, like when I'm 50, I'll be an expert. I got time to become an expert. And so essentially what that is right there is like, I've accepted that frame. I've accepted that I will not be an expert for 30 years because of what some Indian people said. I've let that into my heart space, and maybe I'll suffer with it, or maybe it'll keep me like a student. That's my goal, is to continue to grow because I'm not at a fixed point of expertship. But the point that I was getting on there, and I know I ramble, guys, I know I'm always all over the place, is that there is a system, okay, and one of its goals is to make you think that you are small, insignificant, and you cannot think for yourself. It's not the case. You always have authority. You always have choice. You can always choose to go your own way, and that is the way of the grandpa. That is the man that says, I see what people have been doing, but it might be fun if I did this. And that's a very good way to engage with the world versus living somebody else's trail, following somebody else's trail for what is the good life. Because we're all unique, guys. We all have different souls. They're all like snowflakes at the end of the day. So currently, a lot of people, they're engaging with a frame that is disempowering. They believe that they cannot do it. They believe that something is constantly being done to them. And this must be overcome. It must be. Guys, we gotta overcome. I'll say it again. Nothing's happening to us. They are not doing anything to us. They are putting out narratives, and you either accept it and let it control your life, or you look at it and you go, oh, no, actually, I don't believe that. When you say that, it's something in here, it says that that's maybe not the case. And so I'm not saying believe every thought. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying practice discernment. Really listen to your intuition and don't identify with the thoughts. Identify with the thing that sees the thoughts and responds to the thoughts. Okay? Is that... I'll explain it again. I think I've said it in another video, but I'll explain it again. These thoughts are here, right? And they're coloring everything that goes into these eyes. These thoughts color this. But really, there's something behind those thoughts that is not those thoughts, that either agrees with the thoughts or disagrees with the thoughts. Okay? There is a stillness in the back of your head. It's not really there. It's probably like 6 feet above your fucking head, but it doesn't matter. All that matters is we are not our thoughts. Really, we are not. We are an awareness. So with the frame thing, you have to opt in. You have to accept the frame internally. Otherwise, it can't color your perception. It can't affect your reality, It's evolution, guys. Evolution, okay? I don't believe in that shit. I don't believe I come from monkey. To me, that's the stupidest thing in the world. They're still monkeys, okay? Why have not all the monkeys turned into people? And okay, there's Eskimos in snow, and there's monkeys in the jungle. What? Wouldn't the Eskimos evolve to be monkeys, and wouldn't the monkeys evolve to be Eskimos? That would make a lot more sense to me personally. But this is not, I'm not gonna fucking fight about this with anybody, okay? I don't care about it. I mean this to say, if you accept that frame that you are a monkey, you will act more base and animalistic 100% of the time. If you think you are a monkey, you will act more like a monkey. I shouldn't have. That's pretty simple, right? Like, if you think that you come from sea cucumbers, you will be less active than somebody who doesn't believe that they are a sea cucumber. Okay? And I'm not saying you guys have to like go full schizo with me and go all the way down the track. I'm just, that is the case. Is what you accept, it will color how you act and what you perceive, you know? I know that's so, oh God, that's so contentious. Is this guy really telling me that I was created? Is this guy really telling me that I was planned? Yes. That's what I'm saying. I could be wrong. Maybe, hey guys, maybe I'm a monkey. Maybe, maybe. But I literally don't see any evidence at all for it in any case, in the slightest. I see absolutely no evidence. Oh, the fossil records. There was monkeys that were like this, and then they were like this, and then they were like this, and then they were like this, and now there's you. Okay? That doesn't prove anything. Those are just bones in the ground, allegedly. They're not even bones. They're imprints on stones. That's what a fossil is, guys. If we could go places with that. We're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there. What I'm offering to you is a very effective frame, I believe. That is, you are special, guys. All of you, you are children of God. Okay? There is a spark in your heart. Maybe it's not in your heart. There's a spark within you that is good. That's the whole point. Okay, so I don't want to talk about monkeys. I don't want to hear about how your uncle was a monkey, okay? I don't fucking care. At the end of the day, I don't care. So that's my frame, right? I'm engaging with the world this way. So when I see this, if I see anything resulting or connected to evolution, I immediately laugh at it and go, "That is the stupidest fucking thing. That is so retarded." Instantly, it's unconscious at this point. I can't help but laugh that there are people that think they come from fucking monkey. What? What? Okay, guys. I got this Chinese book, the I Ching. I want to read you guys a little bit of this Chinese book, the I Ching. Okay, I do have to. I could obviously talk about this all fucking day, but I have a place I have to be. I have to leave in like 11 minutes. I gotta go to my thing. I hope that wasn't too confrontational, guys. I'm trying to make it funny. Like, I don't want anybody to despair and get really emotional about this guy said I wasn't a monkey. This guy on this video that I chose to watch at that point, he said that I'm not a monkey. What the fuck? I used back in the day, back in the Jurassic days, I used to love swinging from vines and eating bananas and throwing shit. What the fuck? So I hope that was fun for you guys. If you guys want to look into it, I mean, it's Vox Day. Vox Day. It's mathematically impossible. There isn't enough time to account for all of the evolutionary adaptations, and I'm still talking about this. I gotta stop. But there's just not enough time, and also it's never been observed in a controlled environment. They've never put a bacteria which can have like thousands of generations in a day or whatever the fuck. They've never put that into a vial and seen it become anything other than a bacteria. The idea that a species can stop being a species is, it's a lie. It's a fantasy. It's meant to make you sad and stupid and dumb. Okay? We are past it. Perception. Your perception is faulty. Maybe my perception's faulty. It is, but not in this case, in the monkey thing, I'm right. Maybe I'm not, but I am. You have a tendency to miss the point, to lose sight of the dynamics of the situation, of what's really happening. For others, this may not be too serious, but you should know better. You will succeed only if you closely examine the situation, see what's really there, and plan effective action accordingly. People with good judgment and objective perception succeed. Yes. When you succeed, help others in your new position. This will help you even more. Be realistic and take a good look at yourself. Not so much as an individual who stands alone, but as a person who reacts to and with others. Knowing how and where you fit into society and life is the object. Very good. Very good Chinese philosophy right here, guys. And I think this is kind of what we were talking about. I think this is actually kind of fitting for the day. Maybe that's why I chose it. Your perception is faulty. Yes, there's too much going on for any one person to know. This is all compartmentalized, and I've discussed it before, and I'll say it again. I'm operating right now at, like, I don't know, 50% capacity of what I could be, and I will probably improve at some point. But if I was just to get the 50% download right into my brain would explode and I would die and I would go crazy. This has to be a gradual process of identifying lies and developing the counter to them and expanding in a more positive way, grandpamaxxing. Okay? You have a tendency to miss the point, to lose sight of the dynamics of the situation, of what's really happening. Always. Always, because we always bring our own frame into it. Even the fucking guys, even the man on the mountain who's been meditating for 20 years and believes that he has dissolved his ego, he is looking at everything through the lens that he has dissolved his own ego. That is his ego. You can't turn it off. You can't turn off perception going through the filter. It's what it is. It is. That's how we work. That's what humans are. We are our own delusions. So have fun delusions, basically. If you can't stop it, have fun. That's crazy. Yes. Yes. It's the point. For others, this may not be too serious, but you should know better. The more you understand it, the more responsible you are for how you interact with it. Guys, I know that was emotionally insensitive for me to tell you guys that you are divine and that you are not from monkeys, swinging on vines, eating bananas, flinging shit. I know that was very emotionally insensitive for me to say that you are not random. You are beautiful in your own way. I don't know what way you are beautiful in, but you are, okay? So I have a responsibility to be kind with this. And that's why evolution is not like a hard one to get past, really. It's Charles Darwin banged his cousin, dude. Why would you identify with anything that guy said? He's a cousin fucker. Evolution, he's inbred. He's inbreeding. What the fuck? You will succeed only if you closely examine the situation, see what's really there, and plan effective action accordingly. So, yes, we are all deceived. We all have mental models that do not see the full picture. And the extent to which you are deceived will affect the extent to which you can operate effectively. And when I say operate effectively, I mean that all of these false beliefs in your system, in my system, they are friction. They're literal friction that's held in your connective tissue. It literally blocks the amount of information that you can absorb into your system. Thank you, God, because it would be too much. But the more that you unblock yourself, the more that you get rid of this friction, these points of friction, the more information you will be able to take. Is that, I hope that makes sense. Stop believing in things that are not true. Oh, but you believe that we don't come from monkeys, and that's not true. Guys, have fun with me here. Can we go on a ride? Can we have a good time here, please? People with good judgment and objective perception succeed. Yes. Yes. This is why there are people at the top that are evil. They do evil things, but they know how the sausage gets made, to put it. They understand how this thing works. The whole idea that, like, if you do something incredibly wicked, you are afforded more polarity to achieve power. I'm probably putting it in a simpleton way. There's karma. They understand the karma system. Why am I even saying that? They don't have good judgment, but they have objective perception. They have less friction. They don't believe the shit that they tell us. They don't believe we came from monkeys. You fucking kidding me? They don't. They don't, half the shit that we were taught in school, they know I mean, not half the shit, all the shit that we were told that's false in school, they put it there as stumbling blocks. And that's like the most freeing thing in the world when you realize it. Once you realize that they had to lie to you since you were a child, because if they didn't, you would crush and you would have a good time and you wouldn't get into debt and you wouldn't do all these things that hurt your soul. It's we're so powerful, guys. Like, I mean, I can't bench that much. I can only bench like a plate, but we are powerful. Like, we have the keys to the kingdom, whatever you want to call it. We can crush, but it's a choice. It's always a choice, guys. Like, I was there. It's so easy to be sad. It's so easy to look at the world adversarially and to deny your blessing of life to the world. But why? Why do the easy thing? Like, just crush. Just have fun. Do hard shit. Figure things out. Make your life more whimsical. Grandpa Max. Become the maximum grandpa you can be. I want to see everybody on canes in a couple weeks. I want to see everybody grandpa maxing. Stiff upper backs, hunched shoulders. I want to see it all, guys. I want to see, and I want to hear tales. Guys, I don't hear that many tales when I'm out in the world. People will talk to me about what's going on, but it's not a tale. It's not like, oh, sit down, have a cocoa, let me tell you a tale. It's always just relations. I'm going so off the rails. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some expo markers and I have a whiteboard and I'm gonna start putting this shit on a whiteboard. And when I visually organize it, it's gonna be a lot easier to follow along and I won't seem as crazy. I'll probably seem a little crazy because my drawings will be fucking terrible, but I understand. I understand that this is a lot, but that's what makes it fun for me. When you succeed, help others in your new position. That's my goal here, guys. I told you guys, I thought that I was like cuckoo, crazy, and upset. And now that I see that it's not the case, now that I see that I'm super fucking happy all the time, I want to share what works for me. And I don't want to be one of those people who's like constantly bitching and complaining and, oh, they did this, that's all pointless. Like, we all have eyes. We can all see what's happening. So why fret? Why have a troubled heart about what's going on if you can't fix it within yourself, So and like, that's grandpa maxing right there. It's learn your lessons, get your wisdom so that you can bring it back to the village and show them how to make electricity or something like that. Be realistic and take a good look at yourself. Not so much as an individual who stands alone, but as a person who reacts to and with others. This goes back to the thing about how we are not our thoughts. If you are in isolation, you will hear the thoughts all the time and you will think that those are you. It really is like a tremendous pleasure and treasure to be around other people, and they will let you know if those ideas are fucking crazy and nuts, like maybe somebody in the comments will convince me that I actually was monkey, and I would be very grateful. Well, actually I wouldn't, but I would be like, oh wow, thank you for correcting my steps. Obviously I'm joking. Obviously that's kind of a joke, but I am on a time limit. I have to get the fuck out of here. So we're rapid firing. Okay, we can't go as deep as we were going earlier, guys. Knowing how and where you fit into society and life is the object. Yes. That's the thing about finding a frame that doesn't rob you of joy and finding a frame that doesn't delude you so that you can authentically express yourself so that other people are offered information that may benefit them. If you're speaking from a false place, like, guys, if I went on here, back to the thing, if I went on here and I was like, yeah, we're all monkeys, so we all just, we like to swing from vines and eat bananas and fling shit, you guys have heard that before. You guys have all heard that. They got us young, It wouldn't help you at all if I said that, And now that I've put it out there, I put it on the table, maybe you guys will go and you'll do the work and you'll confirm for me that we were, in fact, monkeys. And then everybody's better. You know more, I know more, we're all better, But it's really about not trying to be anybody else, Just authentically daring to be a crazy old grandpa. I'm not gonna be a grandma. A crazy old grandpa shaking his fist at the world and telling funny stories and having a good time and having big old rosy cheeks, you know? So I hope this was fun. I have somewhere to be. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about the monkey shit, guys. I really wish I could. Fuck. I didn't want to let that out. I don't want to get too cuckoo here. I want everything to be first grade truth, you know. I don't want to get into high school truth. I don't want to get into middle school truth. I want it to be first grade, okay? And I fucked up. I shouldn't have brought up the monkey shit. I should have just kept that inside, but I would have been lying to you guys. I would have been like, yeah, my great uncle was a bonobo, and that's why I like to slap my belly. And I can't do that, guys. I can't do that anymore. I gotta fucking let this shit out. Cause it's so cringe. Cause it's dehumanizing, you know, to like think that people aren't ready to hear something that is so simple. And so I'm working on that. As I told you guys, I'm adjusting my frame and I'm realizing like I'm way more tame than the people out there that are saying that we need to be upset and like I'm seeing people say we gotta kill and whatever, and it's like no, 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 no. We don't need to be violent. We just need to be old men who are happy and laughing and having joy. That's really all we gotta do, guys. Is we just gotta have a good time. So I hope that you guys had a good time. I'll probably be back tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoyed.